What is up, everyone? As y'all can obviously tell from my disheveled appearance and a bit of a lighting, it's a little early in the day, and I'm just waking up. I wanted to go ahead and just take this time to. I wanted to go ahead and get the weekly vlog out the way because this stuff takes forever to load up because of my internet problems still. So I'm trying to, yeah, because I also got an interview today. So I gotta do the weekly vlog, get ready for the interview, and then it's like, well, why don't you do it after the interview? And the interview is like later in the day, and by the time I come back, I will probably do one after the interview as well. I don't know, maybe a twofer, who knows? But but this past week has actually been a bit of a roller coaster. Earlier this past week, I did get an interview for another job because I still am looking for another job. A job that my cousin tried to hook me up with. I got the interview for that, and I mean, here's to hoping. So I'm getting this one and another one. And oddly enough, like around this week, I'm actually starting to get more hours at my current job. So, it feels like a lot of things has been going on, and there's that. Uh, Also, earlier this week, there was in 2000. I want to say maybe like 2008, 2009, around there. Maybe 2010. No, maybe it had to have been before 2010. If not 2010, it had to be at least before 2012. It was earlier. It was much much earlier. There was a wrestler by the name of Big Cat Scott Henson who I was, I had a chance to meet up with Big Cat Scott Henson, and that was just it was like a backyard event. It was actually a lot of fun. I messed up a lot. I messed up a lot in this one show though, but I enjoyed myself. It was a chance for me to like go out to Illinois and just hang out with some friends, do some wrestling, get my butt kicked, and go on about my day, so to speak. Um, One time, while we were actually over there, like I said, I didn't get a chance to interact with these guys as much, but it was Big Cat, Scott Henson, and Yakuza J. YUKUZAJ. 1, 2, 3, 4 fight. I wonder if he remembers that. But one time I was like, one of my memories, that the only memory that I have with Yakuza J, with Big Cat Scott Henson would probably have to be, we were talking about wrestling, and at some point he decided to lay down, to close his eyes for a little bit, take a little bit of a cat nap, and me, being the silly guy that I was, I go over to him and I put my hand on his chest. I call this the Chavo pin, by the way. Uh, I put my hand on his chest and I go, "Hey man, you good?" And he goes, "Okay, yeah, I'm good." And I tell somebody to go, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I pinned Scott Henson. That was the joke. Um, but but he let me do it. He was a cool guy. He could have easily just been like, "Get your hand off me, bro," because he was like, but he was cool about it. Um, we talked about wrestling a little bit after that, and clearly he's a busier man, so we never really like interact. We didn't really interact with each other that much after that, or outside of wrestling, or outside of talking about wrestling. So to find out earlier this week, on Father's Day no less, that he passed away is I don't know. It hurts. As I've always said about death, two things. One, I obviously, it's different when it's somebody you know. It's different when it's somebody you know. It's different when it's somebody you actually have a bit of a personal connection with. Like I didn't know Chris Ayers either. You know what I'm saying? But we interacted with each other a few times. You know, but it doesn't get easier to deal with. The death is one of those things that like it comes at you kind of fast. It's always it's the most powerful thing on the planet. It's unexpected, but if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. And and in some instances, I think the hardest part about death is that like there's way too many times where you couldn't just say goodbye to them for the last time. It's like they're gone now. They didn't get to hear you. They didn't get to see you. They didn't get to tell you goodbye, so to speak. That's why I'm gonna probably end up doing a whole lot of goodbye style videos for after I die, so that way, as like, play this after I die type videos. But yeah, he was a cool guy. That's the best thing I could say. I didn't get a chance to know him as well as everybody else did. But now every single time I hear two, 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 I'm gonna think of him. Every single time I see a cat, I'm gonna think of him. I actually was at one time 222 pounds. At one time I was. I think I still am. Now I gotta call that the big cat weight. Because in my brain, that was something that stuck out to me. Death is hard to handle. Plus, he was kind of young. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. But I'll leave the grieving for those who knew him the best. But I will say, rest in peace to the big cat Scott Henson, though. Death is very, very, very is very traumatizing. It's very frustrating. It's very hard to deal with because once again, you never get a chance to say goodbye. So you have to sort of ultimately just kind of accept the fact that they're gone physically. I had a friend who I had a rift with, and who I haven't spoken to in almost a decade. Just randomly pop up to because they tell me because they needed somebody that's just sort of cope with their loss with, and in the process, um, in the process, they needed help, and I was not the best person to come to help with because I don't handle death well. But I tried. God, I tried. But being a guy, you know what I'm saying? You're sort of taught to kind of like you're sort of taught to look for solutions. You're taught to look for ways to solve the problem. It's like if you have a sad, we got to get rid of that sad. You know what I'm saying? If you're sad, we got to find a way to make you happier. You know what I'm saying? We have to find a way to get rid of the thing that's making you sad. Like, and the whole thing is that like for some people, they just want to feel sad. They want to feel that sad. They want to hold on to that sad because that's the only thing that's keeping them, close to the person that they lost. You know, happiness at the thought of somebody feels like you're forgetting them in some way, and it's for some people, and I get that. You don't want to forget somebody who you truly care about, and I realize that a little bit now. I realize, for some people, it's just they want to be at least a little bit bummed out about it. There's so many deaths that happen. There's so many people that I consider to be like friends, family members, people who I love and appreciate and supported from a distance. That death is one of those things that I can just look at and just go, well, yeah, people die. That's what they do. But it's not that way for everyone, and some people they have a harder time coping with it than others. But like I say, being solution based, I have to just sort of say, I mean, if it makes you feel bad, you're like if it makes you feel bad now, you have to at some point you have to accept the fact that they're not here anymore. And that's why I'm kind of bummed out that my friend is me and my friend like they we had another like there was another rift, there was another little disagreement, and they got rid of me again. And I won't lie to you, that hurts because I try to help. I'm trying to help. I'm trying to meet you halfway. I'm trying to understand. But, I don't know the right thing. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just some dude with trauma my own self. I'm trying to figure out how this world works myself. I'm trying to, you know, but I'm willing to help because I'm your friend and I love you. But when it comes to death, I don't know how to, I don't know how to cope with it. My way of coping with it is going to be much different than everybody else. You know, there's a lot of cats that walk around this area now. Now I'm going to be thinking, hey, Scott, whenever I see a cat, cat could be a woman. Who knows? Hey, Scott. But I think I was talking with my mom earlier, like the other day too, and she basically brought up that even as a kid, I had a bit of a pessimistic outlook. She used the word negative, um, and even as a kid, I was a negative kid, and you know, part of me kind of looked like part of me thought about that a little bit, and I realized, yeah, I was a sad kid growing up. But it's like I had to actually sit back and sort of look at why I was so sad, why I was so depressed, why I have all of this perspective on me. And it's ultimately because bad things happen. When I was there was a time when I was happy. But it was when I was sitting down in front of the TV screen watching children's TV shows and seeing furry little creatures get together and sing songs. Seeing people actually be nice to each other. And remember, believe in yourself. Share. To learn this and more, visit your local library. TV really gave me this completely idealistic and false aspect of a world that I thought was real. That wasn't real even back then. Cause I go out into the real world and I go out into it's like the equivalent of getting pushed to, like, you know how like people push a kid into the pool hoping that they swim, right? You know what I'm saying? That's what getting thrust out into the real world is supposed to be. That's what going to school was for me. That's what going to daycare was for me. But it wasn't like that. It was the equivalent of getting pushed into the lava pit and hoping I don't get burned to death. I went into this world under the perspective that things was going to be nice like how it was on TV. Like people were going to be kind to each other like how it was on TV. Maybe the only confrontation I would probably have is maybe one where I could just talk to the kid who's picking on me and they'll stop. That was probably the start of darkness right there. The moment when I realized that the world wasn't nice. The world wasn't kind. The universe comes with a lot of disappointments and pain, and that's not a good feeling to have. I don't know. I don't know what is. In any case, though. Mom brought that up, and it really just sort of like dawned on me a little bit, and in the process, I found myself just sort of wondering, like, where did it come from? And it comes from, for me, like it not just comes from disappointment, but it comes from this idea of challenges and challenges and stress and frustration. How it's very easy to, how hard it is to become successful in contrast to how easy it is to fail. It's so easy to fail. It's so easy to put this in perspective, okay? On YouTube, I can actually in order for me to get money doing this stuff, I think what is it, like 1,000 likes per video or something like that in order for me to get money or something, and I'm not gonna get that. I've been doing this stuff for almost 20 years. I'm not going to get it. But I could keep making videos and I could lose subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I could keep making videos and I could lose subscribers, but I cannot become successful. To put this in perspective, it's like I had to save up money for years to get this apartment, this unfurnished apartment. Once again, you don't see no bed in here. You don't see no dresser. You see a closet. You don't see no bed. Because I sleep on the floor. But I had to save up for a long time to kind of get this. Okay? But if I don't pay any bill for 2 months, any bill, no bill, just none. If I just don't pay any bill for 2 months, all this gone. Years of investing gone in 2 months. So I always have to kind of like. There's always a bit of a stressful thing that I just have to keep on. Just have to. I got to keep a straight face and I got to do everything right. I have to do everything right in order to get the bare minimum, if not less than that. But all it takes is for me to just mess up, just make a misstep and just screw up, say one word incorrectly or say one thing or do one thing just a little bit wrong, and all of a sudden it's all gone. I lost a friend that I genuinely cared for because I said, what if it just fell over? And now I'm blocked on everything. I have to make do with everything. I have to make do with what I have, and I have very little. I have to do what I can with the little that I have, and it's so easy to lose that little. It's so easy for things to go, like, to put it like I had to work on my riz for a long time to get a girlfriend. For a long time. I didn't get my first girlfriend until I was like 30. Other guys, no question. They was out here bumping uglies at 15, okay? Other guys was out here just getting it as teenagers. Something I had to get at 30. And I'm on thin ice in this relationship because of how much of a failure I am. One misstep, and I don't have a girlfriend anymore. I'm back to being by myself. One misstep, I don't have a home anymore. One misstep, I lose friends, I lose subscribers, I lose everything. I lose stuff in general. That's why I'm so depressed. I'm depressed because of the fact that it's so easy to fail. It's so hard to succeed. It's so hard to move up the ladder. It's like you got to work hard to get to where you need to go to. But if it's climbing a mountain at the end of the day. It's climbing a mountain with no equipment, because all you have to do is just grab a loose rock and bam, you're right at the bottom. It's like a 1980s video game, arcade game. You know those quarter eaters. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, you got to keep playing and you have to play really good. But if you as much as bump into a bad guy, boop, back to start. All that hard work. You go to a level, you got your you go to the level, you're getting your high score, you're getting close, but all it takes is just one little bump. Back to the beginning. There's no room for mistakes. And that's all I make. There's no room for screwing up. And that's all I do. I think one of the big reasons why I am very frustrated, I think one of the big reasons why I'm I can't handle death well is because on one hand, somebody you love is gone. But on the other hand, somebody you love is not here to comfort you when you go through the crap that you're going through. It's like you can't go to them and rant about how bad your day went and they just say, "Hey, I get it, man." So you lose people who you can talk to about this sort of stuff. And so you scream at a camera and hope that you don't get judged for it, but you will, because people are mean. And all you want to do is just kind of go up there with them. At some point, it just gets easier to just kind of. At some point, it gets easier to kind of try your best to endure it and grin and bear it, because as a dude, you're told to just endure the pain that comes with it. You know, that's life. That's life, you know. That's life. You're gonna face pain. You're gonna face hardship. You're gonna face challenges. But you gotta be a man. You gotta endure it. You gotta be tough. Because that's just what life is. Life is just gonna always throw crap at you. You just gotta keep rubbing it off and keep walking. And all you want is for stuff to just stop being thrown at you. I don't want to suffer no more, man. It's like, when does the work that I do, when does the stuff that I do actually turn out right for me? When does the good stuff, when does the good stuff start? It's been years of pain. It's been years of just pain and frustration and anger. You say this from the comfort of your own apartment, that I can lose if I don't pay bills. If I lose my job right now, I have 1 month to get another one, or I'm gone. And all I want to do is just sit and be for a moment. I just want peace, man. One of the biggest reasons why I want to be rich is because I want to be able to help out my community so everybody in that community knows peace, because my hometown is crazy right now. But another reason why I want to be rich is because I want to be able to have the money to go visit my friends. I just want to be able to have enough money to just go out and just say, hey, want to go hang out? And we just actually do that. But instead, the little bit of money that I get goes straight to bills. And the remaining 20 goes to either food or gas. Which one today? Do I starve, or do I just not go anywhere? I just want to be able to, if I have to do things, can I at least fail peacefully? Can I at least make mistakes? And if I shouldn't make mistakes, can it at least can at least be an option where I could just not be around the stuff? Can I just sit and be? And not have to worry about being homeless because of it? Because, Lord, I don't want to die. You know, I don't want to, die. But if that's the only peace that I'm granted in this world, I won't go any further. Love and peace, y'all. Y'all be easy out there. Be nice to each other, please. We're all going through stuff. And give people a chance to screw up. You know what I'm saying? We're all people. You know, we all make mistakes. So all I'm asking for is just peace and love. I'm always gonna ask for that, love and peace, y'all. I better go ahead and get myself a little I better go ahead and get myself mentally prepared for this interview. Let's do it. Let's make this. Let's toughen up. Ugh. Let's toughen up. To all the people I've ever hurt in my life, I want to say that I'm sorry.